Kenny Howard. We're on the East Coast Bonzo Bash Invasion. We are at the Bergen County Center for the Performing Arts, and we are talking to everybody. We are having a great time here tonight, but we are joined right now by a special guest. Not a drummer, and I know you're probably surprised, but this guy right here is probably one of the shreddingest, craziest, amazing guitar players that you guys will ever get the honor to hear. I am joined by none other than Mike Orlando. Mike Orlando, how are you?
My pleasure.
What a pleasure to see you, man. Thank you for joining us. I know it's crazy in there.
Pleasure to be here. Talking to you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Now, I'm going to ask you a question.
Sure, shoot.
Mike Portnoy, Adrenaline Mob.
Yes.
Coming to a town near us?
Yeah, well, we're working on some stuff. We just did a whole run in the U.S., so, we got home. We're scheduled to go to South America with Hailstorm in about 9 days.
That's a great show.
And, Chile, Brazil, Sao Paulo, Rio.
And you also have an incredible collection of solo material that's out and available.
Yes. Well, thank you for the incredible, Bob.
Hey, well,
but I have material on.
It is, man. I'm telling you right now.
Thank
You guys have got to check this guy out. I mean, if you see him with the Adrenaline Mob, or you get the opportunity to see him solo, with the A Mob, with whoever.
Sonic Stomp 1 and 2.
Sonic Stomp 1 and 2. And I mean, this guy, you've been known to do a clinic or two in the area, right?
Yes, but a lot of it has been out of the country. I've always done tours, across China and Japan and all stuff pretty much outside the country. But yeah, I've done plenty in the U.S. and I can't wait to start doing them again.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's going to be an absolute treat for any store to have a guy of your caliber help out this generation of younger musicians come along, do it right, and do it right the first time. Now, I got to ask you something. Sure. Give me your impression of how you felt the first time you heard Bonham.
Oh, Jesus. Blown away like the first time I heard Randy Rhoads or Eddie Van Halen. I mean, it has the same exact impact. There is, it's just the intensity. Just from a form, a full beat or anything, it's just like, are you kidding me? It doesn't have to be the pyrotechnics. It can be anything that he did was just
he always, and we've got a special guest that's coming in. This is AJ Pero. He's coming.
What's up? How you doing?
Pleasure to see you.
Same
how you
here,
doing,
man.
How you doing?
Good. You're not hassling my friend, are you?
I'm not hassling anybody, man. I'm just doing.
Mike's my best friend. He's also my guitar player in Tread, a band that we have.
Oh, very cool, man.
That hopefully be out by sometime before the end of the year.
You guys have a history of playing together in the past as well.
I know Mike since he was 17.
And now what?
He's even on the Sonic Stomp album.
He's on the Sonic Stomp.
Yes.
You guys, I'm telling you right now, you got to do the work. You got to get out and listen to these guys.
Unfortunately, the Twisted schedule was kind of crazy when I had to do some shows, Sonic Stomp shows, and I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
But hopefully, in the future, things lighten out a little bit with Twisted. Because, we're still active.
Absolutely.
2003, we reunited, and we do like 15, 20 shows a year. And it's not, it's not a lot, but it's clumped in one big time span.
Twisted says that they are a banging band. I mean, you couldn't possibly, you're welcome. I mean, you couldn't possibly walk down the street and have that word be said and not know what's going on here. Now, AJ, let me ask you a question. Now, I always try to break it down, and I've been asking a couple of the other guys this. Thinking about John Bonham, I think of power, grace, and groove.
Yes.
Give me an example of his power.
Well, I can relate to that because I break a lot of things. No. Yeah, I mean, John Bonham was you could just tell the way he plays. He snapped. And that snap is what gives you. You don't necessarily have to be muscular.
Right.
Just like in baseball or anything else that you do, you can hit a ball 500 feet and be 160 pounds, but it's the speed and the quickness and the snap that gives you that power. So I have a little bit of both. I mean, I bench press about 280, and I also snap the shit out of it. So I have a little bit of both in that aspect. As far as the grace, he's just so fluid. It's just effortless. Right. That's just something that you're born with. That's something that not any teacher can show you.
Yeah.
Years ago, when I was 7, just to tell a quick story, I was on a TV show called Mike Douglas.
Yep.
And introduced young talent, kind of like what I guess American Idol is today.
Yeah, absolutely.
But there was no contest. They saw you were this age, and let's bring you up. So I was 7, and I went on the show, and my cousin, who happened to have been a jazz drummer, he was just a local hero, but he was a wannabe, and he was always up everybody's ass. I mean, Vegas, he was but he got the gigs by being a pain in the ass.
Politely persistent.
So he became friends with Gene Krupa, who happened to have been my all-time favorite drummer.
That was a player.
And Gene Krupa got in touch with my cousin and said he wanted to meet me, so I went over to his house a few times. And he showed me a lot of stuff. And one thing Gene Krupa did say is you could be taught, you could be the best technician there is, but if you don't have it in here, it doesn't matter.
This is where it is.
Right. John Bonham had it in here. And you could tell by the way he played because he was just, everything he did. I mean, I'd never seen anybody except maybe myself and Brian Tichy play Achilles' Last Stand.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
And there's a lot of stuff I see a lot of drummers, right? You've seen them too. You said to me
A lot of different ways.
a few times we were out seeing a band I was doing a Zepp and it just doesn't have the groove. And I said, yeah, I know.
Well,
Destroys
no, but that is such a, I mean, that is such a tough thing to pull off because, like you guys are saying, I mean, you've got to have the power, the grace, and the groove to pull it off. You got to have it here.
Absolutely.
It has to be, I get
Gotta
that
have
angst with guitar all the time.
Yeah,
It's
same
like, well,
thing.
how do you do this thing and how do you do this technique? And it's like,
Right.
I play from the heart. It's
Well,
that's where it starts.
Well, that's where it begins, and you know something? That's where it ends.
Yeah.
Because the heart is going to get you to play. The heart's going to get you to the gig. The heart is going to overcome everything. And I got to tell you something. These two guys here, they got power. They got grace. They got groove. We're going to add a fourth thing because of you. They got heart.
Oh, thank you.
Okay? They got heart. And
That's
I'll tell
the
you what,
biggest
man,
thing.
This is Kenny Howard from Drum Talk TV, and we are at the third and final night of the East Coast invasion of the Bonham Bash, and I think Brian Tichy might be onto something here because all the guys that I've seen come in that we've talked to, this is the top of the line.
Killer, yeah.
This is the top of the line.
I said in an email, because I hate emailing and I hate texting.
Sure.
But everybody sent in these emails and like, Brian, you did a great job, and I got to meet this guy, he was my hero, and that guy, and I feel the same way.
Yeah.
Because a lot of drummers like Corky Lang and
Absolutely.
Carmine,
Absolutely.
and Liberty DeVito. These are drummers that I looked up to. Now you got a lot of these drummers that are looking up to me.
That's right.
As the way I do because of the fact that they were young when Twisted came out.
That's right.
So but just to meet all these guys, you got not only the world's greatest guys, which
Absolutely.
you got some of the world's greatest drummers, to have
that in one place. I mean, I think we're probably going to find that this Bonzo Bash and this idea that Brian Tichy has come up with, I think this thing is going to grow some legs. And I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see Madison Square Garden and Wembley. I think people better
I'm
get
there. I better be there.
People better get on this
Brian,
train.
I better be there.
People, I got to get on this train, don't you think?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, and the band is phenomenal. And and a lot of and a lot of people that say, I brought up Mike and I brought up Russell. They're really close friends of mine, great musicians.
Yeah.
And in the beginning, because I just wanted to feel comfortable, and I think it was a good thing for Mike and Russ to be because they're big Zeppelin fans as well.
Absolutely.
And I'm just, like I said, I'm just honored to have these two guys playing with me. But the band is great, not taking anything. And Chaz sang with us last night. And he was kicking.
Yeah.
And JD is just, he's like, and I see, I'm a little guy compared to Twisted guys in my room.
Yeah, right.
But I feel big next to JD because I'm looking at him and he's like, ha ha ha.
But he's got
taller than you.
The talent of like the Empire
Yeah, I
State
know.
Building.
That's what I was gonna say.
Jesus Christ.
He's got a Mark Mendoza like stature. You know what I'm saying?
I'm telling you, man.
But it's just great. I'm just like, I'm taller than you. And he's laughing. And he's laughing. Listen, that's the fun that we're having. No matter what's said, we're goofing around.
Well, I mean, that's the kind of thing you want to see. I mean, it's not just. I mean, the music is it's the glue that brings everybody together and holds them. But man, it's the camaraderie.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's the thing. And drummers, musicians. I mean, it doesn't matter what you are. You're a musician. You play your thing. You do your thing. You're welcome here.
Absolutely.
It's just a beautiful thing.
Because it's like, even though it's our job, which this is one of the best jobs in the world outside of being a baseball player.
Yeah.
This is our job, but you get a chance to I don't look at it as, if a lot of people look at it as a competition thing, and that's what screws this business up.
Sure.
Is the am I allowed to say that?
Yes.
Oh, I just did. All right, so the beep holes that
we will fix that.
yeah, that always tend to take the fun out of it is the ones that just just rotten to be around, and that's not what we're all about.
Well, listen, I heard it said a while ago that music was a mission, not a competition.
Yeah, that's great. Whoever said that needs a medal.
There you have it.
Yeah, it's a mission, not a competition. Because you know what? It's too bad that the rest of the world, we have to deal with the politics and all the other crap that goes along with the type of music we want to play.
That's right.
So why should we do it amongst ourselves? We're all after the same goal, to make people happy, to fulfill our dreams, and to make money. I mean, I'm not going to lie, yeah, we're in it for financial gain.
It's a living.
Yeah.
And you are professional.
Yes.
So this is your profession, and you know something? You guys earn every nickel you get.
Thank you.
You know, and I heard another great one too, where a guy told me one time, he says, "Hey man, we get paid to travel, to play for free."
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying?
This is true. Yeah.
Playing is the fun part.
Yeah, that's
smile ear to ear.
That's the fun part. Nothing is like it at all.
That's so cool, man.
You know,
That is
and
so
I mean, I'm going to be 54 this year, and it's like
a kid.
I don't feel it. Yeah, well,
A
theoretically I am.
Yes.
But some of the bands that are, you know, the kids are in their 20s, early 20s, and they're like looking up to us and like, how do you still do it? And when I stopped doing it, that's bad.
Not to mention, good technique helps.
Yeah, well,
To do it for a long time.
sure.
You know, if you get
Sure.
out there and you're sitting all messed up, and you start all crooked, you're done. You're done.
That's right. And you have your family and your friends that support, and that means
Yeah.
more than
Really
anything
does.
else.
Yeah, it really does. I mean, that's a
the main
huge,
thing.
huge shout out to the families that support these
Yeah.
guys. You know, I don't think without family, fans, and you know, your friends, the other musicians, I
Yeah.
don't think this could be done at the caliber it's being done.
No, absolutely.
And I'm gonna tell you what, man, this is Kenny Howard. I am at the last day of the Bonzo Bash East Coast Invasion in Bergen County, and I'm talking to AJ Pero, I'm talking to Mike Orlando. And I gotta tell you something, these are names, you've gotta check these guys out, man. If you are a huge fan of drums, huge fan of guitars, these are the two guys you wanna talk to, all right? I'm out. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That's so cool,
You're the
man.
best.